What's up, you guys? It's the brothers back at it again. Today, we are going to be talking about X-Men 97 Season 1. So apparently, X-Men 97 is going to be coming out sometime this summer. Don't know when, but it says sometime. So I said, let's talk about X-Men 97. Another thing that's supposed to be coming out in the summer, Disney animation-wise, when it comes to Marvel, is Spider-Man Barry. The Spider-Man review, you can go check that out. But anyway, goes, we're going to talk about X-Men 97. Now, y'all know me. Y'all know when it comes to the world of comics, X-Men is my shit. X-Men is my number one favorite thing about comics. They're the ones I relate to the most because of my medical and everything. They're the ones I found a connection to. But, Andre, I don't think you have any type of info for real about the X-Men. Because I think I hit you up about doing X-Men something once, right? And you was like, you didn't know shit about it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, Dre, how do you feel about X-Men 97? What did you know about, what, if any information or interest you have within the X-Men in general, and how did you feel about X-Men 97?
All right, so X-Men 97. I don't know. I feel like I personally didn't like it, but that's because I have a prejudice against the X-Men. Well, not a prejudice, but a bias. There it is. I have a bias against the X-Men. I personally don't like the X-Men franchise. But what actually surprised me about the show is that they actually dig into the characters a lot more than just throwing random stuff out there. So like we reviewed Young Justice, and Young Justice had a lot of character development, but it also had like a lot of stuff where it's like they're just doing random stuff. But this one felt like it was a lot more character development. So Cyclops, under pressure, he was like more of a leader. Rogue and Magneto, they kind of had like emotional baggage, if that makes sense. And then the other side characters, whatever their names are, we'll talk about it as we go. But the whole scene kind of moved fast in a good way. It wasn't bad, like, like I was watching it, was like, stuff is just happening. It was just like, I personally found interest in what was going on at the time. But again, that's saying a lot because I don't like the X-Men franchise whatsoever, as I just explained. So it was pretty good. I think the Genosha arc, that flipped everything. And
that episode made me want
that drew the line. I was like, oh shit, here we go. But I didn't expect it to go the way that it did so fast. But yeah, if
you wasn't having fun into that episode and you saw the episode, you thought, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was so much going on, and it like flipped the whole it flipped the whole tone of the show, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? But yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, the finale, I like the finale. It was real good. I felt it kind of stopped on that cliffhanger just a little bit. You know how shows do, like they always stop on like a cliffhanger at the season finale, and then scene 2 will like close it out. So I feel like that was there was a big one for that. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it like I would watch it again on my free time. But I enjoyed it in the sense of when I was watching it, I didn't feel like I had to fast forward on some parts. So yeah, that was my complete feelings about the show so far.
Would you say, because so far the two of us, we have reviewed 2 different animated superhero shows. Would you say you prefer Young Justice so far over this?
In some areas, yes, but overall, I feel like I would prefer X-Men 97.
Okay, that's fair. There are different X-Men shows. One of them I really want to go over because I think I think you'll like it way better. If you have the X-Men animated series show that came out before we were born, this is kind of like a continuation of that, except they just picked it up and made it in a way where if you haven't seen that, if you've seen it, it helps. But if you haven't seen it, it doesn't really take away anything from the show. And it's more like, hey, even 14, 15-year-old can hop onto this and get love for the X-Men. Your whole thing about not enjoying the X-Men franchise, not having a real love for this show because you don't really enjoy the X-Men franchise, I think it's a fair assessment, especially for someone who doesn't read the comics per se, but really only have a love for or a knowledge of the X-Men through the movies. Seems that the movies haven't really done a good portrayal of any of the characters outside of characters like Wolverine and Xavier Mystique and Magneto. One thing I didn't like for real was the speed of the show. I did, but I didn't. We'll talk about it. So yeah, I did like how a lot of characters did get more time to shine and stuff. I did like the story. Animation wise, I liked. Voicing was hit or miss for me. The fights were okay. I feel like there were some fights that were better than others. This season, one thing I really hate about like shows in general, but mostly superhero animated shows, are filler episodes. This one really didn't have one outside of like 1 or 2 episodes out of 10 episodes, which I think is pretty good. But I think the show was pretty decent. Like when it first dropped, as a person who loves the X-Men, I was like, oh my god, it's great. But watching it again, it's like, it's not bad. It's fine, but I still prefer my other versions, if that makes sense.
That's fair. So would you prefer Young Justice or X-Men 97?
When it comes to season 1 of both, Young Justice. I will watch Young Justice season 1 over X-Men 97 season 1 again. But like I said, we'll get into it. So one thing about this show that I really liked was like how everybody kind of got a spotlight moment. Not even just a spotlight moment. Like you got time to shine on everybody. So like where the X-Men movies really focused on Wolverine, he wasn't really much of a major player. He was like a team player, but he wasn't the focus. If anything, you could say that the Summers family was the focus. Jean, Madeline, Cable, Scott, they were the focus. And a lot of people would say that they think that's what X-Men 97 is doing. They're bringing more focus into the Summers, especially Cyclops, because for Cyclops to be the leader and one of the head figures of mutant kind in the comics, he barely got shit to do in the movies. For people who do not know, and for those who do know, one of my least favorite characters in all of comics is Jean fucking Grey. I cannot stand Jean Grey. I hate that bitch with a passion. I cannot fucking stand Jean Grey. But I think it works here because you could tell the difference between Jean and Madeline.
Yeah.
I had no problem with Madeline. Madeline made sense. But as soon as Jean came back and you could tell the difference, I was like, I don't want to focus on you. Let's go back to Madeline. Like, Jean, I cannot fucking stand Jean. I cannot stand. I hate Jean. And everybody would say, why do you hate Jean? For so many reasons. But I think some of those reasons are so apparent within this season. As soon as she comes back, like her spazzing over him talking to... Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Do you consider that cheating? I don't know if I do or not. Because basically, it's you. It's you.
I guess it really goes down to the intent. So yes, but I don't know.
He wasn't doing it himself, having a conversation.
That's why it's weird. Because it's like, what was the intent?
And number two, how dare she? Fucking hypocrite. You just got done kissing Logan.
Yo, you don't like her.
you just got done kissing Logan. And then in episode 2, when they went to go fight and get his baby back, Logan, I mean that much to you? I can't fucking stand Jean. She stand Jean. I cannot stand that woman or nothing. Fucking stand Jean. I can't stand Jean. But I like how you could tell the difference between her and her. Another thing I really liked about this TV show is that when you're dealing with most of the X-Men properties, the plot usually revolves around how people just hate the X-Men because they're different. They're just being racist. But I like how this one really touches into how it goes beyond a fear of racism. It's more about a fear of them going extinct.
Okay.
Because you don't get that well. I mean, lately you do. Within the last few years, that's what the comics been kind of going towards. But usually you just get, I don't like mutants because they can do this. I don't like mutants because they look like that. It's just normal racism. And that never made sense to me. So I like it how they made it more sensible, and sooner or later they're going to take over. They're going to be more than them than there are us. We're going to be extinct. I like that. And can we just talk about some of the looks in this season, like character looks, like Magneto's look? No diddy. The Magneto looks sexy as hell. No diddy. He looks sexy as hell. If I could pull off a Magneto look, I would pull off a Magneto look.
That was crazy.
But I don't got no hair like that.
Yo, that was glaze. That was intense.
I don't got no.
Golly.
Bishop looked good. Bishop's hairstyles.
Oh, the Vector.
Mm-hmm. Bishop looked good. Whose look did I like again? Storm's. I like Storm's first look, like the mohawk and the white suit. I didn't like how when she got her powers back and her hair changed and her suit changed. I know that's the classic comic book suit. I didn't like it because to me, is it just me or did you recognize it too? Once she got her powers back, animation-wise, she looked older. Like she had crinkles on her face and everything. I didn't like it. She also sounded different after she got her powers back.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I didn't like how she looked like an old ass lady then, and then she sounded different too.
Hey, Storm is always a baddie for me.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. White suit still look better. I'm just saying. White suit still look better. Other looks I didn't like. I didn't really like Nightcrawler's look.
Nightcrawler, he's the one that looks like. You know what? Oh my gosh, talk, Andre, talk. You know one thing I didn't understand. So Nightcrawler and Beast, I thought they were the same person.
No,
I didn't know they're two separate individuals.
Okay, so apparently someone's racist with blue people. Do you know who Mystique is?
Yeah, no. Well, she doesn't look like them whatsoever.
You know what? I can't even say that because you're not really a big X-Men person.
When I first saw
X-Men as a kid, I thought the same thing. I'm not even gonna hold you. I was like, So is this like him older? Like
Yeah, that's literally what I thought. I thought Beast was just Nightcrawler in an older form. I didn't think there were two different people. I was like, oh, then it's like, okay.
I didn't like. Okay, see, Beast is another character I can't stand in the comics. Movie wise and stuff, he's fine. Comic wise, I can't fucking stand him. He's a fucking hypocrite. But give me the this is probably my least favorite version, animation wise, of Beast. I don't like how he's always making. I don't even want to say jokes. What do you call them? I don't make him. I don't like what he does. I don't like his voicing. I don't like how he looks. I don't like how he's always making puns and stuff. I just don't like it. Like in the other two X-Men series that we will be going over eventually, I like them way better. I don't like how Nightcrawler is one of my favorite characters. I don't like his animation look for this, and I don't like how he sounds either. He sounds old in German. I mean, he is German, but I don't like how he sounds.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, I feel like he sounds old, like an oldish German person. There's other series who make his voice sound German, but more lax, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I don't like the animation style for him here either. Can we talk about how in every Marvel property we have viewed so far, movie-wise or other, they try to make the government look real dumb?
Listen. As someone that works for the government, I can tell you that I can't say what I wanted to say. I can tell you that they're not completely wrong. Sometimes, yeah.
I mean, I get that. I get that nobody's infallible. I get that. But there are two instances within this show. The first one being when they are on the X-Mentions line. And they talk about, Magneto, don't try to control our guns. They're plastic. Okay, sure. First of all, why would you say that out loud? That's the one. And your guns are plastic. But what about these damn helicopters? What about y'all body armor? What about this gate behind me that I can use to cut through y'all? Y'all dumbass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And it's like, you made a contingency plan against the guns. You just gotta realize this nigga is an Omega level mutant who can control the Earth. And you stop to say, oh, you can't stop us. But you will be surrounded by people with metal in your body armor, in these helicopters, for him to turn them into a blender and just pull through y'all. Okay, cool. And then, what was the other episode? When Rogue was going ham. Here goes Thunderbolt Ross in that episode. Gentlemen, may I remind you that this facility was made to hold the Hulk. Boom! It ain't holding no Hulk apparently. Cause you said,
my favorite part is like when the reaction is like, damn, what the fuck? Wait a minute. they're so shocked when it blows up.
He just like,
bro.
Gentlemen, may I remind you that this facility is meant to go against the Hulk. This is nothing but an off-hinged mutant from the swamp. Boom! Knock. Like, what? Are you sure you tested that against a true Hulk?
Exactly. Y'all must be protecting yourself against something else.
Like, because she's supposed to be as strong as Captain Marvel, because that's where she got her super strength from. And Hulk is supposed to be able to get angrier and angrier and stronger the angrier he gets. Y'all not holding against nobody. Y'all not holding against nobody. I'm tired. It's like in every Marvel property, these governments look dumb. I'm just saying.
I don't think it's just Marvel, to be honest with you. I feel like I think all franchises just understand that the government makes some dumbass decisions. Even like Sonic, Sonic when they got involved, they were like making some dumbass fucking decisions.
Oh yeah. That's just them saying, if we ever have a situation where meta-humans actually start appearing on the earth, we are not adequately equipped to deal with it.
Yeah, we're just gonna send everything we got. Okay. All right.
The next thing I said let's talk about is Rogue and Magneto's relationship. I do not know how I feel about this relationship for many reasons. The first one being that Magneto's like 60, 70 years old.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that Rogue is like 20, 30, so it's not illegal. It's still disgusting. It's still disgusting. Hold up.
Yeah.
What year? What year was the Holocaust again?
1941.
Okay, this show is 1998 minus 10. Yeah, okay. So in this show, Magneto is like 58 years old. Rogue is about 20-something. So we're still gross. It's legal, but it's gross. She tells us that she met Magneto after she ran away from home and from her foster mom, who we know is Mystique. She met Mystique around the time her mutant powers kicked in. Her mutant powers kicked in around the time she was 15. So you're telling me you met Magneto around the time you was about 17? You see where I'm going with this?
I didn't put two and two together until
you see where I'm going with this? Okay, so when y'all first met and got together, that was right. Let's say that right there.
Sagittarius.
Secondly, it's gross now. I mean, I get the whole idea of you're not able to touch anybody. You're going through life lonely and stuff. Magneto didn't really have anybody because his parents and stuff were killed. Everybody wants somebody. Everybody wants to be loved. You found out your powers don't affect him, so you can touch him. He's the only person you can really touch. I get it. But still, ew. Still, ew. They have mutant power collars in this show. Are you telling me, Rogue, that you could have put a collar on so you could be with Gambit, someone who loves you? For real? And who's your age? And that's the other thing. When she told him that story about him, that would have been my villain origin story. I'm sorry. That would have been my villain origin story.
I wouldn't blame you, to be honest with you.
That would have been my villain origin story.
That would have been it right there. Like, all right.
That would have been my villain origin story right there. You want to take his offer? He said, you never want to make things official. I played the swamp rat. And I played your expectations. What expectations? You treat me with some decent respect and I treat you the same? Yes. What expectations? He was focused on her. He knew he could have touched her, but he won't mess with no other girls. He was there for her. Because most people say, if it wasn't for Rogue, Remy would have just been back to being a villain or whatever. He's there on the team because of Rogue. And here you go, messing with Grandpa. That would have been my villain origin story. That would have been my villain origin story.
Oh, shit.
Right then and there, I would have been like, you know what? Okay.
Yeah.
He gotta. And then Morph is wrong. Talk about, let's see who got the danger room today. Oh, he put in so many hours with the boss. Like, Morph, fuck you before I blow your ass up. He had to. I almost cried for him when first what was it, first or second episode when Rogue and him got together and then Gambit was just watching, he dropped that card. I said, oh my god, damn, that would have been my villain origin story right there, right then there. Yeah. They'd be like, what happened to you? A girl broke my heart, started messing with her grandpa. What?
What? Grandpa? Stop sign.
Would have been my origin story right there.
Who the fuck is this guy? Okay.
I'm not sure how I feel about the voicing of Rogue, because it's sometimes some things where it works for her. I mean, it's the same actor who did the voicing for the original series, but you know, she's older now. They're older now. This is like what, 20 years after. They're older now. I don't know if it works now. There's some episodes with some scenes where it does, like that moment where she's angry. When she's angry, it works. But other times, I don't think it works.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
I can say that there was some moments where it's like the voice didn't really add to her personality, I guess. Mm-hmm. Not her personality, but like what her character is supposed to be. I was like, who the fuck is that?
Like, you know, when she dropped trash off that building and she was like, that man killed a decent man, my man. It worked there, but I feel like in other times it's like, yeah. Can we talk about how I think that while Cyclops is the leader and, you know, Storm is like the second in command, can we really talk about how Storm actually holds the team together? Because you realize after she left, everything with the ship.
Yeah. I think it's more like a mom and dad type of situation. Like, you know, you have both parents, and then everything's going good, and then once one parent leaves, it just kind of fucks up the dynamic. So now dad, like when Cyclops was like dad's in charge. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Dad's let us do this. Dad's let us do this.
Like, you got one person. You got the one parent who's the caring, loving
exactly.
Side. You got the other person.
Yeah. So once Storm left, it was like, all right, mom's gone. Because
I realized that I was like, hold up. After Storm loses her powers, Madeline gets her baby kidnapped. She goes crazy. Magneto, Rogue, and Gambit go to Genosha. They die. Magneto won't let Jubilee have fun on her birthday. Yeah. I was like, damn, Storm, you didn't go back to the X-Men, baby.
Yeah, you gotta control them.
Okay, let's talk about episode 3. Episode 3 was when Madeline and Jean, the whole clone revelation thing. Let's specifically talk about. Actually, let's talk about that whole arc. Okay, so can we talk about how Scott reacted to the whole thing? Do you think his reaction was? How do you feel about his reaction?
Who's reaction? Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck is Scott?
Cyclops.
Oh, man, listen. It's too many.
Okay,
names.
Apparently I gotta use code names this whole episode.
Yeah, because I don't know what the fuck Scott was. Is his name Ray?
Huh?
Is his name Ray?
No.
His name's Scott?
Yes.
No, you're lying, dude.
There's no X-Men in here named Ray.
Oh, yeah, his name is Scott. Oh, yeah. Scott Summers. Who the fuck is Ray? Oh, it's the guy that voiced him.
Okay, so we're just gonna go over all the names real quick. Scott Summers is Cyclops. Madeline Pryor is the clone of Jean. Jean also being Marvel Girl or Phoenix. Charles Xavier is Professor X.
Know that.
Eric Lyncher is Magneto.
Know that.
Logan is Wolverine.
No, obviously.
Remy is Gambit.
Okay.
Kurt is Nightcrawler.
What's his name? Kurt?
Yeah.
It's a dumbass name.
He's German. What do you expect?
Kurt Wagner. Ugh.
Yeah. Hank is Beast.
Hank?
Yeah, his name is Hank McCoy.
They got a dumbass name, Hank. You call that big ass man a Hank?
Who else is missing? Bishop. His real name is actually Bishop. His name is Lucas Bishop. Cable is Nathan.
Cable? Oh yeah, okay.
Roberto is Sunspot.
Fuck Sunspot.
Jubilee, her real name is Jubilation. And Marie, she's Rogue.
Okay.
And I think that's everybody.
You know I'm gonna forget that in like 10 seconds, right? Just letting you know. Anyway. Anyway. So his reaction episode 3. So episode 3 was when that's when we had
Morlock. The revelation of the whole Jean and Madeline thing.
Right. All right. So I'm trying to remember because I don't know, because I feel like episode 3, when everything went down, like when the Morlock situation went down and everything, he kind of showed that he was the leader, if that makes sense. Like his reaction was exactly what I thought his reaction would be, if that makes sense. No? Yes? Maybe so? No, it doesn't make sense.
No.
What are
we it makes sense, but you thought his reaction was what it was going to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you never had a situation where you like seen a situation play out and you kind of expect that like how someone's going to react to that situation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I felt with Scott.
I don't know how I felt about his reaction because his whole thing is Jean. And you're supposed to be smart and tactical. For someone to just show up and be like, I'm Jean, and you just made this whole life with Madeline, I felt like you would have been a little bit more, well, not untrusting, but more like defensive.
Okay.
More defensive. And the fact that he was more just like, stay away from me, I don't know who you are, was like, really? Like, okay. But, yeah, I don't know. How did you feel? How did you feel about his that part where he was like, I won't abandon my son, just for him to abandon his son?
Okay, so I will say he didn't have Again, we're going to talk about intent, right? So he didn't. I don't think he had a bad intention against it. He was like, I'm not leaving my son at that current point in time. That's why he said it. But then, yeah, he just left and was like, all right, I'm heading out.
Do any of you know how it feels to be abandoned? I can't do this right now. I'm leaving.
Like, oh, yeah. But he was stressed, man. There was a lot going on for him in episode 3. There was a lot going on for him. So there's, it's. I don't want to say it's justified because it's not. But he had a lot going on in episode 3, man. He had a lot.
I don't give a damn. If my dad did some shit like that, I found out my dad did some shit like that. Your dad said he didn't want to abandon you, but then he left. He came back. I didn't want to abandon you, but you did.
But we did.
That was funny. Okay. See, a lot of people. Okay, so another thing. A lot of people say that one of the X-Men's biggest villains is Magneto, but a good portion of the season, they're talking about how Magneto's going to fail or how he's going to turn or whatever. And eventually he does, sure. But can we talk about the fact that he at least is actually trying? He was actually trying. Everybody was like, nah, he got some secret agenda. No, he was trying until they proved otherwise, that they couldn't be trusted. And I was like, nah. What they say at the last 2 episodes, Magneto was right. Like, nah, y'all tried to wipe the humans out. Look what fucking happened.
Yeah.
And that's why Magneto, I might be a villain. I don't care. I might be a villain. Because you know how when I first learned of the X-Men, everybody was like, wouldn't it be cool to be an X-Men? Yeah, I'll be teaming up with Wolverine and all them people. But now that I think about it, yeah, I think I'm on Magneto's side. Magneto's fucking right. Xavier's stupid as hell.
Listen, if I get superpowers or whatever, I'm immediately turning to villain. I'm not even having a second thought about it being a fucking hero. Fuck no. I'm to the max, bro. I'm burning shit down to the ground. Everything.
Everybody asked me, they said, would you be a hero or a villain? I said, it depends on the day, honestly.
Nah, it does not depend on the day for me. I'm being a villain immediately. Because first of all, let me tell you some downsides of being a hero, right? If you're a hero, right, no one's fucking paying you, right? You're not getting a paycheck for saving people's lives and da-da-da-da-da. Fuck them. Number two, when I become a hero, like, I might save people's lives and shit, but you're gonna have the people that want to be racist be like, oh man, this motherfucker, whatever, flying around and saving the day and shit. Like,
hold on, does he have fire powers? What if he burned that building?
Yeah, I'm trying to save y'all lives right now.
I should have left your ass to burn. That's right.
Exactly. Since y'all want to be ungrateful, fuck it. Fuck them. So yeah, I'm being a villain. Absolutely.
I always told people, I was like, it depends on the day, honestly, because I was like, cause I understand the helping people and everything, but I said, but people piss me the fuck off. People ungrateful as shit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not, bro. I promise you, I'm not wasting time to save nobody. Like, yes, if it's people that I love, that people I know, okay, cool. I will save you. I won't put you in harm. But other than that, I'm flying to some random fucking place where I know no one of my peoples stay at, and I'll burn that shit down to the ground.
It's like people ungrateful as shit, and even if you are doing the right thing, they're gonna try to make you the villain anyway. So might as well.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like damn, who was that? Like, he went to go save the day. Oh, actually, hold on, retract. It's like all of fucking the Avengers, to be honest with you. They go to save the day, and then they get mad, like, oh man, they caused more destruction than it was to fucking leave it alone. Like,
right? we went to go save Sokovia. Shit,
exactly.
Sokovia fell to the ground. Motherfuckers, y'all lucky. Yeah,
Y'all lucky I stepped in. This could be a lot worse than it did.
it could be a lot worse. Y'all niggas could be nothing but both ass right now.
Exactly. And that shit pissing me off. Like, you ungrateful fucks. I'm doing this for you. I didn't just get punched fucking through a building because your ass talking about something I caused more destruction than to leave it alone. Fuck you.
But no, I always said, if I was a mutant, yeah, fuck Xavier. I'm sorry. If Xavier a dumbass, I'm doing the Magneto.
Honestly, Magneto, go do your thing, buddy. Go do your thing. I'm not stepping in. I'm not doing shit.
And that's another thing I liked about this season was like, did you see X-Men Dark Phoenix, the movie?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a part when Magneto's like, Xavier, you always got some type of speech, blah 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 this, blah 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 that. No one cares anymore. I was like, thank you. Somebody's finally calling Xavier on his bullshit. This shit ain't
No one cares about
it.
You're like screaming in the back of no one cares. No one cares. Stop talking.
Ain't working. And then Beast was talking to Xavier because there's a scene where Mystique dies, former Xavier. He's like, dude, this is your fault. She's dead because of you. You keep trying to control people and shit. I was like, thank you.
Someone said it. Someone said it.
Oh, can we talk about how Magneto sent an electric pulse over the whole world? And while they were talking about the sentinels being stopped, what about everybody on life support and shit? They were talking about, should the sentinels be stopped? What about everybody in a plane? What about everybody in a train? Magneto sent an EMP across the entire globe.
Right.
They're talking about how the sentinels are stopped. Ain't nobody worried about anybody who was on life support, anybody who was in a plane, because they all fucking dead now. Y'all
fuck them. Honestly, that was literally Magneto's thing. Fuck him.
But look, the X-Men talk about we gotta save the world. Half that world is dead already.
Yeah, honestly, planes going down, hospitals turning off,
trains getting stopped in the middle of traffic, doing whatever. Planes going down, hospital surgery lines. Y'all just lost about a good 85% of the world.
I want to really say 85%. I'm more like say 40, like good 40. I don't think a majority of the world is on a plane or on life support.
Anybody using an electric oven? Anybody?
Yeah, but that just means the oven turned off. It don't mean it. It didn't mean like it blew up. The EMP's gonna shut stuff off. It's all right.
Yeah, I guess.
Like you know what would actually piss me off if I put something in the microwave and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait for this in the fucking microwave.
It's in June. Yo, where my noodles at?
I was so excited to eat this shit.
And then it stopped. No! Where are my fucking noodles?
No! I'm gonna fucking start a fire.
Right? I'm hungry.
Yeah. But Magneto, I feel like he didn't care. Like he knew he was crossing that line and was like, fuck him.
You know what? He was like, you know what? I'm tired of this bullshit.
Yeah.
I have been to the Holocaust. I have been to a German Holocaust, a Genossian Holocaust. I'm sick of this.
Exactly. It's just like your sweater. I don't know. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Did you have any favorite character spotlight moments, like speeches or scenes or anything?
No, but I had characters I didn't like.
You said what?
I had characters I didn't like.
Me too. What characters didn't you like?
I don't like Gambit. I don't like
I'm sorry, what? You didn't like Gambit?
Fuck Gambit. Fuck everything that Gambit stands for.
No! That death scene made me want to cry. Gambit's one of my favorite X-Men.
Nah, good riddance, buddy. Good riddance. Minister Sinister, or my bad, not Minister, Mr. Sinister.
I never liked Mr. Sinister.
Fuck him. He's a weird ass. He's such a weird ass dude. Like, why are you even in the show?
You want to think? Okay, so like I said, that's going to be one season of a different anime X-Men. We're gonna like where he's calmer, but in this one, I never liked him. In the comics, he's weirder. He's weirder in the comics. He's got the same thing going on, like one who's experiment on people, but he's a lot weirder personality-wise. And it's like, what? I never liked Mr. Sinister. But why don't you like Gambit?
We'll talk about Gambit in a second. The last person I don't like, and I don't know if it's me or if it's just like his character. I don't like Sunspot. I don't fuck with Sunspot at all.
Yeah, I don't like Sunspot either. I was trying to figure out, I was like, I know you need a surrogate to like for the newcomers, but why Sunspot? Why Sunspot? I don't know. Like, he's in other stuff, but I don't know. He's just never been. Every time I see him, he's nothing but that. Just a rich, spoiled kid who's like, I got money, I got this, I got that.
Exactly.
Like, okay,
he's just like fucking confused all the time. It's like, brother, what are you doing?
Like me, I don't like Jubilee.
That's fair.
I don't like Jubilee. I don't say I
like her, but I wouldn't say I don't like her either.
I'm about to say I don't like Jubilee. Never have. I don't know. There's nothing about her that makes me want to like her.
Yeah.
When Professor Xavier showed his ass back up, I was like, oh, here we go. Didn't like Sinister. But that's about it for real. I don't really have a problem with anybody else.
I know you don't like Jean.
I can't stand Jean. I cannot stand Jean. I cannot stand Jean. But like character spotlight moments, one of my favorite spotlight moments for Cyclops was the use of his powers in the episode 1. How he used his powers to move.
Okay.
And then how he was falling. Everybody else was getting saved. I was like, wait, hold up, what the fuck? So everybody else, they either got invulnerability, a healing factor, or they could fly. I said, well, what y'all gonna do about Cyclops? And then we saw him use his powers. I was like, okay, that's why you shit. All right, cool.
That's fair. Oh, let's talk about Gambit. Half the fucking time, either this man is flirting, throwing cards, or folding like a fucking taco.
He's French, and he's a part of a family called the Guild of Thieves. What else do you expect?
So that means he has to fold? Oh, anytime somebody applies the lightest of pressure, he fucking folds. Oh shit. Oh man. What?
No, he doesn't. He just risked his life for like meet everybody. Okay. Episode. Fuck, I don't remember what episode that was. 5.
Yeah, episode 5. What did he do?
Had to deal with Magneto and Rogue, and then he sacrificed his life.
Okay, he sacrificed his life for Pakistan. Never mind. So what did he do with Magneto and Rogue?
What do you mean?
What did he do? Like
he went with them.
To do what?
To check out Genosha.
Okay. And what, like, if we're talking about like heroes, right? Like heroes, they've done this. What did he do?
Nothing.
Exactly. See my problem, right? What is he doing? He's not doing anything. He's literally just a fucking person that's there.
I guess. I guess that makes sense because in the first episode he was like nah, y'all got this. I'm gonna eat these berries.
Exactly. Like, motherfucker, focus. We need you to do something. Like, here. Yeah. But when he died, man, I was like, man, look at him. He finally did something.
Do you have like a favorite dialogue or anything?
A favorite dialogue?
Like a favorite dialogue or speech or something? Because there was a lot of good voice lines and stuff in this series too.
Favorite dialogue? I don't think so, to be honest with you.
Like, Storm had a good one when she went away. Storm had a good moment too. That episode where the first episode where she came out of nowhere and ripped those sentinels to shreds with the glass and the thing. Yeah. Bro, give them the forecast. I said,
actually, I think Magneto's speech.
Bro, which one? Because Magneto,
I know. I'm trying to figure out the one that he says. You call us dangerous because we are different, but it is you who fears what you cannot control, and fear is the most dangerous weapon of all. That was the coldest line of the fucking whole season. Yeah, that was my favorite one.
I was about to say there was a lot of nice lines. Like, what was his line? Most nations don't allow their terrorists to be their leaders, but a lot of nations let their leaders be terrorists. I was like, I was like, you ain't saying nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
The other one, where he was like, you collar us, you make weapons to attack us. You call that protection, that is extermination. I said, Magneto, there's a reason Magneto is my favorite comic book character. There's a reason. I said, Magneto was doing all right what he said. No, you know what line I really liked from Cyclops to Jean when she was spazzing about him and Madeline? Do you love me or am I just a locked memory?
Ooh, that was a good one.
I was like, ooh. Because I never think about it like that. I was like, Jesus. Because you got to think about it. A lot of people go back and be like, I still love you.
Yeah.
Like, is this love or is you just remembering a good time?
Exactly.
And I think about that because that hit me hard. Because you know who I used to miss. You know who I'm talking about. Speaking of love, Nightcrawler had a good one too. There is no love without sin, for love is just measured by what we forgive. I was like, y'all spitting it. Y'all spitting in the season. Y'all spitting. Yo. Who was your favorite character? You told me the characters you didn't like. Did you have a favorite one?
My favorites. Let me look at the character list again. X-Men ISO characters. I like Cyclops. I like Storm. I like Nightcrawler. I want to say it's Magneto. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I'm about to say Magneto got the spotlight this season. Yeah. Really, and that's not even me being biased because he's my favorite character. He really did the best in this season.
Yep.
But I think, okay, so you know when I said I'm glad Wolverine got less of a spotlight and more characters did get spotlight, there's still some characters who I feel didn't get enough. Like, I don't think Storm had a good time to shine for it.
That's true.
Storm, Nightcrawler, I mean, I guess we got Jean, but I didn't really care about her. I don't really want to see her. Um, Jubilee and you know the one thing. Okay, I don't like Jubilee, but that was probably my least favorite episode. One of them anyway was the one about Jubilee and the Trinity thing. I didn't like that episode. One, because it's a filler episode, and two, because I don't give a damn about Jubilee. But three, because I cannot stand Mojo.
Yeah, I can feel it. I feel it.
Not stand. I have never liked that nigga. He is one of the X-Men villains that I feel just does not make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know his deal? Do you know what his deal is?
Mojo's?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Mojo is an interdimensional being who gets power from TV ratings. He makes like traps and stuff. He makes traps to make mutants basically like do like game shows, and he gets power and energy from those TV ratings from the show.
Oh, okay.
I always thought that was stupid. I was like, how does this fit with anything that the X-Men deal with? And the only way I can make it make sense is because, you know, people will probably give you a lot of ratings because they want to see how the X-Men are being tortured and stuff because they don't like mutants. So they're probably interested in seeing the show about mutants being tortured and killed and stuff.
True.
But it's like his whole green, gobbly, blob look. I just never could stand Mojo. So I did like that episode. And then, I mean, it wasn't bad because I guess the other half of the episode was about Storm and Forge. But, yeah, I didn't really like that episode. Like I said, my problem with a lot of these episodes were speed. Specifically, like with the third episode, I didn't like how fast it went from here's Jean, Madeline, you're the clone, Madeline, you're the Goblin clone. Like, I understand. The one thing I liked about the season was, you know how with most superhero properties, they are taking stuff from a comic book or whatever. So with this season, not only did they do that, they took it from multiple issues and multiple lines and stuff. They pulled that, but of course, within the comic, episode 3 came from like 10 different issues. I don't like how they rushed it. Because in the comics, they explain like how she ended up getting magic and stuff, how she ended up dealing with the goblins. Because in the comics, she didn't have powers. Madeline didn't have powers. She was a clone, but she didn't have powers. Here, they just made it look like she did, and she had magic, but it was like, how? If you're a clone, how do you have magic when Jean doesn't? And then there was like reality. But Jean can't really control reality. She can't tell it. She can't read the future. She can read and control minds. That's a whole different power set. So I don't like how they really like sped through it because it really didn't touch on how vast and different it was.
That's fair.
Did you have at least your favorite episode?
My favorite episode is episode 5.
Episode 5? Why is there... Okay, guys, why was your favorite episode 5? Because you just told me you didn't like Gambit.
Well, he died in the episode. Fuck him. Now I think whenever the Ganosh, I keep forgetting how to pronounce it.
Genosha.
Yeah, when that started, that was like my favorite when that whole arc started to begin. My least favorite episode. want to say either episode 3 or episode 1.
I was about to say my favorite episode was probably 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite fight scene or something?
Favorite fight scene?
A favorite scene in general or whatever?
This is gonna sound real fucked up. But in Rogue is holding Gambit.
Well, she's like, I can't feel you.
Yes.
You're wrong for that.
Yeah. That's my favorite scene, dog. That's my favorite scene.
That's a powerful scene. Ain't my favorite one. Like I said, for Rogue and Gambit, that's my favorite scene with them together. Not that, but the breakup scene, the villain origin scene, that was my scene. My favorite scene for Rogue was probably when she chucked Captain America's shield.
Yeah.
She said, well, if your hands are tied, you won't be needing this. I was like, oh.
Oh, shit.
Look, in my mind, I said, is this Marvel teasing Civil War 3?
That's fair, yeah.
Mutants versus the Avengers again? Is this Marvel teasing Civil War 3? Who leads? The X-Men is led by the X-Men, the mutants are led by Rogue, and the rest of humanity is led by Captain America. Why? Rogue chucked my shield. She chucked it far too. She chucked it a good country over.
Yeah. Like, all right. My shield.
I don't like how Rogue was so relaxed all the way until Gambit died. Because you know how in episode 1, Gambit's like, let's chill? That's Gambit. But Rogue's usual mentality is not always serious, but she's more active. So for her to be all relaxed and stuff and go with the flow until Gambit died, I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I also don't like how defensive she was about Magneto joining the team. Everybody on the team was like, nah, Magneto gotta go. Here she is. Maybe we can give him a chance. Girl, we all know what it is. You just want some dick. Shut up. Like,
wait. All right. I guess.
I mean, Storm was being practical, like, maybe we should give him a chance. But she was being practical and unbiased. Rogue was like, I mean, hey, let's let him in. Let's give it a try. And everybody else was like, why?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know another voicing I did not like outside of Beast and in Rogue? I never did like this show's version of Professor Xavier's voice.
I don't think that bothered me.
My mutants, I can't even do it. I just didn't like it. I never did. You got any questions or anything?
Questions. You know when I sat in like Sunspot?
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck is he in this?
Like I said, I guess because you need audience surrogate to like bring them in. But it's like, again, why him? There's other younger mutants you could have used.
Yeah. Like honestly, his whole thing this season was like he was a side quest. I didn't get it. I was like, why are you here?
He wasn't even a side quest for real because they only touched on him going to meet his mom like once.
Yeah. Let's see. Jean and Maddie. I don't really care about that. I kind of want to see where Magneto. Well, I kind of know where Magneto is going to go with this, but I kind of want to see what the long-term vision is for Magneto. So the visions, I don't think they're random. I think that someone or something is pushing information into their heads. We just don't know who or what it is, if that makes sense.
I was about to say, because it doesn't make sense for it to be Bastion, because Bastion, he's not a telepath, he's a technopath, which is technology-based telepathy.
Right.
Mr. Sinister doesn't technically have powers. He's just a scientist.
Correct.
And then we have no other villains right now yet.
So it could be Jean, right? Mm-hmm. Not necessarily Jean, but the Phoenix Force.
Right.
That's the more logical answer, obviously. Or it could be kind of like a broken timeline. You know how like whatever timelines like to happen in the Marvel X-Men universe. It could be like that, where how can I explain? The timeline is kind of stuttering. So like they're not exactly on. I don't even know how to explain it. You understand? I think, yeah. Like the timeline they're on is kind of stuttering. So it's kind of like, oh, here's a moment that happened but didn't really happen, etc., etc., etc.
It's going to be happening. It's coming or something.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. That's one theory people had. Someone was like, because we know Apocalypse is coming next season, it could be from him, or it could be like Nathan from the future, or someone sending them messages to the past to try to warn them or something.
Yeah.
So in episode, what was it, 6, when Xavier is with Lilandra in the Shi'ar Empire, when he proposes to her, did he not make plans or talk to her about returning to Earth? Was it not like something that came up? Because she's like acting like it never was a thought. Like, did you always plan to stay there?
I don't think it's actually. Was it something they brought up?
I mean, it's brought up because they had to do the whole trial thing to erase his memory. But before that or after that, she's talking as if he never planned on returning to Earth at all.
But I don't think Xavier had that discussion at all.
That's what I'm saying. Did he not talk to her about this?
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Like, hey, some of my X-Men, I want to see them graduate, or some of my X-Men actually need me, or Jean Grey, she's a telepath, but I'm better than her. She's gonna need some help. Like,
yeah,
it don't seem like he talked to her about this at all.
Yeah.
All right, so in episode 5, Valeria Cooper, the human liaison, once Magneto and them tell her that Magneto will accept the chair only if Rogue becomes his queen, which we will talk about because it's like, really? She looks shocked. She looks skeptical. Why do you think that is? Why does she look like that? A lot of people are assuming or theorizing that that is Mystique in disguise, and that because she's Rogue's mom, that's why she had that reaction.
I don't know. I guess I never really thought about that. Until you kind of brought it up. I mean, there is that, and then
I mean, I'm really outside of that. I really don't see anything that would allude to her being Mystique.
Yeah. But then again, Val doesn't trust Magneto.
No one trusts Magneto.
That too. Yeah.
But then at the end, she was like, Magneto was right. Remember?
I don't know. I don't know.
But actually, now I think about it, that does lead to another question. Because we know that Bastion saved Magneto or faked his death. Was it Valerie, or whatever you want to call her? Wasn't she on Genosha when the Sentinels attacked? She was on Genosha because remember, Magneto and Rogue were dancing and she was there.
Oh yeah, because she wasn't.
Okay, so how did she escape? And how did she escape unscathed? Unless she sneaked away early.
Yeah, either that or she was somewhere where it kept her safe. Because me thinking like she's representative or whatever. I would think they would have like some type of diplomatic security, shit going on. Kind of like how the president, like his whatever. Like there would have been like a little bunker or something for those people to go to.
Okay. When did you think Mr. Sinister made the clone of Jean? When did he make the Madeline clone? And when did he swap them out? Now, this one might be harder for you because you didn't see the original series, but
yeah. He didn't make the clone.
Yes, he did.
97.
No, not 97. He made it in the original one. The one that the one that came out before we were born.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some people are saying before the Phoenix Force, she got the Phoenix Force. Mm-hmm. Some people saying after. I think most likely it was in season 2, because in season 2, Sinister did kidnap Jean and Scott a whole bunch of times. Like almost that entire season was about them being kidnapped.
Yeah,
that makes the most sense. But I don't know. How did Magneto get into the mansion?
He's Magneto.
Yeah, I get that. But you have Magneto had to get into the mansion, which I'm assuming, or if I'm not assuming, which should have security forces. But not only that, he was in the office. You had to go through a door. That's 2. 3, you have all the X-Men up front. You have all the X-Men up front, right? You have Jean, who has telepathy, can read minds. You have Wolverine, who has heightened senses. Beast, who has heightened senses. How did you just get past all of this?
think it's one of those things where the math just isn't mathing.
I
think it's one of those things where they just kind of let slide. They're like, yeah, we're just not.
You know what it is like, yeah. No one's gonna be thinking about this. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Did they ever answer in the show how the humans and hate groups acquired sentinel set? I'm not talking about the ones that were becoming sentinels. I'm talking about how like they had like in the first episode they had like a sentinel arm they used and stuff. Like, did they ever answer that?
I don't think they did. Did they?
If they did, I missed it. Okay. So we see the humans go after the Morlocks, right? If the Morlocks are hidden underground, how do the humans know about them? And why are they so pressed about them? The Morlocks ain't messing with nobody.
I think that goes back to the racism thing.
But how did you find out about them and why are y'all worried about them? The mutants are hidden. They're hidden underground. They ain't messing with y'all.
Because I think it's because in this kind of reality, everybody's paranoid.
So what, you just randomly searching tunnels?
Yes. But I think it's because like when you have the mutants, right? When you have these mutants, I think like you're putting so much into kind of studying like mutants and everything and like what they do, how they became mutants and everything, that like at some point you're also studying like stuff that's kind of out of the realm either. So they're like looking into like sewers and, you know, energy signatures and things like that. So I think because they were doing that, they kind of picked up on them.
It kind of like, just like them looking for like certain life forms and stuff.
Correct.
There's something right there under the sewers.
Yeah, exactly. So they might have picked it up because of that stuff. Yeah, and was like, oh man, these people, they're different, you know. So
all right. So remember in episode 7 when Rogue went to go find Guybrush in trash and she touched him, she was like, stop fighting me, and the next thing you know, she blacked out. That's normal for Rogue to black out because of all the stuff she's gaining. But it seemed like she didn't learn anything after she touched him. Do you think she learned anything? If so, what do you think she learned? And do you think she was able to absorb his new type of DNA sentinel power thingy?
So we're talking about Rogue. Because when Rogue touches somebody, she gets the memories, emotions, all that stuff.
Yeah. But seeing that Guybrush, was that Guybrush or trash? Whichever one she touched,
did she touch
is
both
now affected with the new Sentinel programming. Does it work the same way? Because anyway it goes, I think he was knocked out, but she didn't seem like she had any information or whatever.
Yeah, I would say because they're not technically mutants, that she didn't absorb like the Sentinel stuff.
But her powers don't work just on mutants though. It works on aliens, it works on humans and stuff.
Oh, does it? Well,
yeah.
in sense of like absorbing their DNA?
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Oh.
Not their DNA, but like their essence.
Okay. I don't know. I think she might have learned the truth, obviously, when she touched them.
That's probably why it probably worked. That's probably why she was so unconscious though after he blasted her, because technically she's supposed to be invulnerable.
Mm.
So that's probably why, because she was still trying to process it, or it didn't process the way it usually does.
Yeah.
Plus, her being attacked kind of made it worse.
True.
Well, those were all my questions. You got anything else about anything you like, dislike, questions, or anything?
Nah.
What are your expectations, or what do you expect, or what do you want or need in season 2?
I want season 2 to answer like the stuff about the visions. I would like for them to focus on some of the other characters, especially forgetting his name.
Sunspot.
Yeah, Sunspot. Like, why the fuck is he there?
We don't even know with Sunspot where he's at, because remember, according to the board that Forge has, he's the AWOL. Would you believe?
Yeah.
That is what you said about Rogue during her development. That is one thing I didn't like. I expected more of them to want to join Magneto.
Mm.
Like, I thought Beast and Cyclops would join Magneto because they were the two ones to get angry at the interview and stuff. And I also don't like how they were just like, okay, things are okay now. You guys are back with us. Like, I would have loved to see, like, Magneto start his own team, and it lasted for more than an episode.
Mm-hmm.
Expectation-wise, since they teased Apocalypse, I'm expecting him and Gambit to return, because there's a comic where Gambit becomes a horseman of Apocalypse. I wonder if Wolverine is going to be in the next season, because after he gets his adamantium ripped out in the comics, he is away from the X-Men for a while, and he's more like a feral person. And he starts to like lose his powers in a way. So I wonder if he's going to be there next season. And I wonder what teams we're going to see next season. I put my own team together for who I think we're going to see next season. Y'all can check that video out now. But I'm wondering who they're going to recruit. I want them to do Onslaught. Seeing that we saw all these different cameos from Marvel, like we saw Spider-Man cameo, Iron Man cameo, and all that. I'm wondering if they're going to bring in Onslaught. But other than that, I don't really know if I have any other expectations. Like I said, when it comes to this one, I understand why they wanted to bring a show where people can get more to the X-Men before the X-Men movies kick back off in 2028 or whatever. But I feel like the better way for you to do it with a generation that's new would to go over another season of a different animation that we will do eventually. One of them being X-Men Evolution. That's my favorite X-Men project in general. But yeah. Overall, time for our rating. What do you give this grade and rating?
Rating. I would rate it 8 out of 10. I think the storylines are good. The character arcs were good. Animation was good. The pacing was good. But in terms of stuff that was going on, I feel like episode 3 and episode 5 was the only one that really like grabbed my attention. Every other episode was kind of like, all right, cool. I mean, I still watched it, but it was like, all right, cool. This is what's going on. But other than that, I'll say an 8 out of 10.
I'll give it like a 7.5 out of 10, because like I said, some of the voicings and some of the animation here was not it for me. And then there's like a few episodes that's just like, that for me. But other than that, it was fire.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you guys, that is our X-Men 97 Season 1 review. Let us know what you guys think about X-Men 97 Season 1. What questions do you have that we did not answer or that we're not answering in the show? What was your favorite character, favorite episode, favorite dialogue, favorite scene, your least favorites? What do you expect, want, or need from Season 2? But until then, y'all know what it is. Deuces.